Okay, Grandma Angie's been used a lot, so we might have to try something different here. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, get off your ass, you've been promoted. I don't care if the teacher's lounge is comfy, get over here. You're up. Some people.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to civics class. I'm Mr. Jockstrap. Apparently, I now have to substitute for this crap. So sit the hell down. Because this is We Told You So, episode 136. That idiot who started this series needs to take a few laps. Despite everyone with a functioning brain warning exactly what a second Trump administration would look like, not only is he quickly destroying the economy in just a few months, but he's also once again profiting off of his office. Not only has he made billion-dollar plans with the Saudis to promote his brand, he and his rich friends profiting off of him purposefully tanking the stock market, as well as him telling Netanyahu that he can level Gaza to the ground so they can build it into resorts for rich people. There's really a special place in Hades' butt crack for those people who thought that Biden or Harris were going to be the same, if not much worse. But now apparently Jeff Bezos is also going to be financing a promotional film that's going to pay Melania Trump $28 million. Not sure how she's going to get that money since she shows up in public less than Punxsutawney Phil. I think they just use it for special occasions like that guy who was always chained to Jabba and laughing his ass off. And once again, just like they did in April, the stock market is sliding again because Dumpy decided he's going to issue tariffs on the EU as well as targeting Apple with tariffs. But once again, he's going to slide the market down so the rich people can buy it all back up. Because it worked for him the first time when he openly admitted it. No matter how much it raises costs or destroys the economy. Along with those tax cuts for billionaires that he recently passed through the House that he wants to make permanent. That big beautiful bill of his that he's trying to put through that apparently has a provision in it that makes him allowed to ignore the courts. Not sure if he realizes that's not a budget thing. Much less is it constitutional. Because just declaring in a bill that you can ignore a third co-equal branch of the government really makes you look like a shitweasel. Ah crap, don't tell your parents I said that. In fact, those tax cuts that he wants to do that just passed through the House are estimated by the Congressional Budget Office to cost the country $6.5 trillion. Republicans always claim that they are fiscally responsible, right? Yet under Donald Trump, all they keep doing is skyrocketing the national debt and giving themselves massive tax cuts. One might call that a very interesting case study into governmental corruption. Me personally, I call it a load of bullshit. Meanwhile, the Republicans don't seem to understand history, which is not a big shock. Because historically, when they vote to raise people's taxes, they lose in their next cycle. They're setting themselves up to get massively crushed in 2026. Assuming that moldy pumpkin hasn't turned himself into a lich by then, somebody would have to find and smash his phylactery. I bet it's in a Happy Meal. And all of this is going on because he refuses to acknowledge that he's not a king, as the courts continue to strike down his executive orders. So like most authoritarians around the world, he's just like, let's get rid of judges. Which if any of these crazy people with their tongue down his pants would have paid attention in history class, they would have realized that's one of the first things authoritarians throughout history have done. Including that coward who ended up in a bunker. Let's hope that when his inevitable downfall comes, Dumpy just ends up locking himself in a Mar-a-Lago bathroom. I'd pay to watch that live stream. We could put it up in the gymnasium. But his dementia aside, remember that exercise is very important for your mind and body. And that sack of smegma hasn't seen his toe since 1986. This has been We Told You So. I'm going back down to the teacher's lounge now. They got good coffee down there. Just let me know when that thing happens that we're all waiting for. Because it'll be the perfect time to do a literary study of the Bible's views on purgatory.